Welcome to another exciting episode of Musa and Show. Here is what we have today.
Sanibona, kule video manje sizokhuluma ngendaba kaJohn Steenhuisen uBas John we-DA la abize khona uJacob Zuma ngomsolo wokuqala accused number 1. Emveni kokuba iMK party ngathi iphikise ukubeka ka-advocate Pretorius if I'm not mistaken. So ngizokucaphunela leyo video yeMK party. Kodwa ngaphambi singene ke video ukuthi utheni uJohn Steenhuisen sizoqala video engicanga ukuthi ibalekile ukuthi ngiqale ngayo yemibuzo ebekubuzwa uMinister of Education njengoba beyihlangene eParliament namuhla. Ngiyafisa ukuthi sizixoxe lezi zinto ngoba zithinta ikusasa leingane zethu, lithinta ikusasa lalelizwe. Into engizoyenza la ngizofaka imibuzo ebuziwe kuMinister impendula ngezokuzifaka. Isizathu ukuthi le video le iqondene nento eshiwo uJohn Steenhuisen ngoJacob Zuma. Kodwa ke ngifisa ukuthi sidlule kuyo le ndaba ye-education ngoba noma siyathanda noma sithandi imfundo ingxenye yekusasa lalelizwe. Kukhona ke izinto futhi efuneka sizazi sikhulume nangazo ngoba zithinta izingane zethu ekufuneka ifunde kusasa sichoose ama-career zisebenze ukuze nalenkinga esinayo unemployment izokwazi ukuxazululeka ngoba hlezi kuthiwa kufuneka kube ne-education system right. Kukhona umuntu okaphumela ahamba yofunda afunde i-course engekho relevant. Okwesibili afunde i-course ayibonayo naye ukuthi le course angenza umzekelo. Ake sithi kusuka umuntu la uyofundela i-hospitality yokwenza hospitality. Yona iyaqasha kodwa bangaka abaqashwayo kuyo ngenyanga ngoba uma ubheka imisebenzi angasaqashwe kuyo the way kungakhona manje sengaba nenhlahla ukuthi akaqashwe. Imagine ke eclassini labo mabe u100 angeke baqashwe bonke boy100 ubozogcina behlele ekhaya nalawo ma qualification wabo. So ezinye izinto lezi efuneka sizixoxe makuza kuma career nama career guidance yingakho i-career guidance ibalulekile. Yize-ke South Africa kunento ebuhlungu eyenzakalayo ukuthi ku-prioritize umntwana wentombazane. Umntwana wentombazane uyena obekwe phambili kune-take a girl child to work. Kwakunento enjalo mina ngifunda isikole. Namanje kukhona ngisho i-Department of Women, Youth and People Living with Disability, People with Disability. Lapho umntwana omfana akacatshangwa stalo nje. Ababalekile mokhuluma futhi la eSouth Africa nge-GBV sokhuluma ngabesifazane. So abesifazane bangakwazi ukuthuka owesilisa noma ngayiphi inhlamba ngoba lokho akusi-GBV. So sinenkinga ezinjalo efuneka zi-addresswe ngelinye ilanga eSouth Africa.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. Minister, many schools in South Africa continue to battle with the problem of substance use among learners. Drug use is becoming a pandemic. As young people as young as 11 and 12 years old in the 5th or 6th grade are experimenting with drugs. This, of course, is preventable. In light of this, what strategies have you taken to ensure that the drug programs or classes which you speak of are engaging with a focus on why students shouldn't do drugs in the first place, rather than the basic facts about drugs and their effects? And secondly, in what ways do your programs make it harder for young people to actually access drugs so that the problem is listened? Thank you very much.
Ngaphambi nje ngidedela uMinister ngoba ubuza umbuzo obaluleke kakhulu lo mama. Ebuza ngeindlela okunqafuna kunqandwe ngayo ukuthi yiziphi indlela ekunqandwa ngayo ukuthi abantwana benga-access ama drugs. Wakhuluma futhi ngezinga lophuzo oludakayo utshwala ama-student aphuza ngayo njengoba esho ukuthi baqala bebancane ukuphuza lo tshwala. Sizokhumbula ukuthi uLieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi kwakhipha ama-stats lezinyanga ezedlule lathi khona in the period of 5 years noma in the last 5 years abantwana bababophile ababalelwe eminyakeni esuka ku-16 ukuya ku-24 abamnyama bawu-57,000. Okusho ukuthi inkinga le khona ngoba labo bantwana badrope out esikoleni, kunamathaveni inqwaba, imikhukhu inqwaba, ama-drugs yona into eseduze. Asizweke ku-minister ukuthi yiphi iziphi indlela abazizamayo zokuzama ukunqanda lokho. Kodwa nale ngiyishilo ukuthi umntwana umfana akanakiwe, akunama-programs alekelela umntwana umfana, ngisho isports asikho. Kanti uMinister weSports uGayton McKenzie wathi a kid in sport is a kid out of court. Asilalela uMinister sizwe ukuthi uthini yena.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Honourable Minister, your response, please.
Thank you very much. We want to confirm the concern raised by the Honourable Member that our crime stats does indicate that criminal activities, all of them, I mean, be it assaults, incidents, drug abuse, sexual molestation, and even murders in some cases, are some of the things that are noticeable and are on the increase in schools. Now, in terms of strategies, number one, we have this meeting that I've spoken about with the Minister of Basic Education to say, over and above the strategy that has been in use for some time now, what are the new observations that education authorities are making, and what response must we all collectively give? We are expecting that these things that the Honourable Member is referring to will come out in the meeting and will require that we work flat out within reasonable time together with basic education to craft new responses, because, as you say, the age by which these children are starting to use drugs and engage on these activities is getting lower and lower. And this will inevitably cause us to look at family levels. What is happening in the families in South Africa? What are the changes that are noticeable? That, in terms of possible breakdown of families, such that young children of 12, 13 can use drugs. We have stats that include statistics in terms of the ages of children, even on getting pregnant. At what age? You have an 8-year-old at some point indicated as having fallen pregnant, even at young. So those are the things that we need to take comprehensively. But we allow ourselves to be led by basic education because we don't think we can pull it alone without principles, knowing what is the disciplinary code that is applicable across the board in all schools. Are they being complied with? Governing bodies, what's their role, and society, and then ultimately the authorities themselves, the departments and provinces and nationally, and then we will know what angle we should take. So I would say that we are determined to make it harder, indeed, for young children to access this. And it talks to what I said earlier, that we need to trace the whole value chain and take preventative measures. Thank you.
Umzuleko Minister ephendula. Angizukuchaza ke into eningi ngoba uzwele uziphendulele yena. Angizukuchaza into eningi nami ngigwema futhi ukuthi ngingadli isikhathi ngoba uma ngichaza la kuzothatha isikhathi eside kakhulu kanti maningi lamavideo ngifuna ukwacaphuna ngaphamba singene kule ka Jacob Zuma. Ivideo esibili manje sizoyilanda yile.
Certain courses were never designed for a black child. You can never eradicate poverty with a BA in philosophy. You can never eradicate poverty with maths literacy. You can't. Black child, in 2025, you should be applying for data science, engineering related courses, health science courses, courses that are in demand, courses that the market of South Africa is looking for, courses that can solve a South African problem. You cannot give an excuse or wena out of maths and physics. So you have no excuse.
Ngicaphuna le video ngoba yandulela le video engizoyifaka manje kodwa nje ukube senze career guidance besizochaza ukuthi kungani fanele abantu baqoqomeze benzo data science ama engineering related courses na yonke lento le kodwa ngeke size sichaze manje asiqhubekele phambili.
So my question will be to the department and the minister. I just want to get or to be cleared properly here. We are dealing with the learners and students, and some of them are in matric now, and we will be expecting them to go to universities, TVET colleges, or any FET college of their choice next year. So I want to check from the department how many career guidance in a period under review provided for by the department across the country, and how did that benefited or benefit the learners or the students. Does the department have a system or a program that gives an indication of how many learners in grade 12 applied to further their studies in any university or TVET college of their choice? And what are the special assistance provided for by the department to assist these people to be able to apply for universities and also choose correctly the courses that they will be pursuing after matric? Can the department give an account on how ready or how are they ready, since the learners will be expected to write their midterm exams or junior exams not so long? How ready is the department? How ready is our kids? Are our kids taught enough across the country? Do we not have a problem like the same problem we are having at Ngodini High School, where majority of our black schools dominated by black learners do not have enough teachers in schools? And then the other thing that I want to speak on, Chair, is that substandard education should not be allowed. And I don't understand why it's only black schools experiencing that. Can the department respond on that? Then lastly, the other issue that I want to touch on is on the question of schools that do not offer mathematics in grade 12 across the country. We welcome the presentation. The presentation was very clear. It provides guidance, and it also allows us as members of the portfolio committee to engage it properly. But can the department give a brief detail of this report? For example, I will speak on Western Cape. Western Cape is one of the provinces that provides 70% across the country of the schools that are not offering mathematics. And these schools, according to the policy, qualifies to be providing mathematics in the schools. Instead of them doing mathematics, they are actually replacing mathematics with maths literacy. Can we get the name, specific names of these schools? Where are they? Because here we just get the number, overall number, to say this is the number of schools, this is the percentage of schools that are not offering mathematics. But we don't know where to go and find them, these schools. Because I can tell you, Chair, that this problem is a man-made problem. It's a created problem, where we find our learners or our students choose to go to do maths literacy over and above mathematics. It's a well-created problem, and it's been created by their teachers and their principals in the schools. Because these teachers and principals in the schools encourage these learners not to choose mathematics. So that when they come end of the year, because they deem mathematics as one of the difficult subjects, that it may even contribute to them not having 100% pass rate come end of the year. And then for them to have 100% pass rate, therefore, they must neglect mathematics and encourage these learners to go and choose what? Maths literacy, because they know or they believe that maths literacy is simpler as compared to maths or pure maths. And by so doing that, they will have a 100% pass rate come year end. So we need to know where are these schools so that we can go there and do our own proper oversight there, because as some of us, we know how to do oversight. We're going to get the truth there. How do we arrive to a situation where the school qualifies to offer mathematics, but they choose not to offer mathematics? All learners in grade 12 are opting for maths literacy. This is a created problem. It's a deliberate created problem by individuals, mainly by the principals and the teachers of the school. So we need to get the direction of these schools. Where are they? Where are they situated? So that we can visit them and do proper investigations and oversight ourselves. Thank you very much, Chair.
Njengoba umuzwa ke la uShikwambana ekukhuluma ukuthi impela la i-department iziphi izinto ezenzayo. Ibuza umbuzo obaluleke kabi. In terms of career guidance, ukulekelela abantwana bawazi ama-career nama-courses are-relevant. Nanokuthi njengoba benza umatric, yiziphi izinto abazenzayo ukuze phela abantwana bazi kwenzakalani nge-university. Apply kanjani, ka-apply nini, bangaka abantwana babona ukuthi ba-ready. Ngoba uya-apply university nge-report laka-grade 11 uma ngabe wenza u-grade 12 wena, while usalinda ama-results wakho. Yonke leyo nto leyo kufanele ngabe balekelele esikoleni. Abanye abazali ngeke sibasole, abanalo ulwazi. Njengoba lo bhuti engimcaphune lapha bathi kunamakhosi a-relevant. Angeke ukuthi uzafuna ukulwa indaba yendlala bese kuthiwa abantwana abaqoqomeza ukuthi benze i-maths literacy. Uthi le ndaba yenhlupheko-ke la e-South Africa ayikakazi ukuphela uma abantwana besathatha ama-career a-wrong. Yingakho sinama-graduate amaningi. Sinama-graduate amaningi. Amanye kulawo ma-graduate courses abawenzile irrelevant namuhla, awasizi. Ekuveza la uShikombani ukuthi ezinye zazo lezi zinto zenziwa uprincipal nothisha, ngoba bafuna isikole sabo in terms of i-percentage ka-matric ibe phezulu. Yingakho beqoqomezela abantwana ukuthi abangayenzi science, abangayenzi maths, abenzi maths literacy, ngoba benenkolelo ukuthi maths literacy ilula mhlambe pure maths noma i-maths le esiyaziyo yibala. Angizukuyifaka ke impendulo kaMinister uthini. Ngoba ivideo ayiqonde nalokho, kodwa uma ufuna sifake iMinister nizongazisa nina.
Chair, before I begin with entertaining the report as presented before us, in the previous meeting, I spoke about a school in Mpumalanga called Ngodini High School. This is the province where the deputy minister of this portfolio committee or of this department comes from. The deputy minister comes from Mpumalanga. I think for a fact, she should be knowing this school that I'm talking about, in Ngodini High School. There are serious problems in Ngodini High School, and I took it upon myself, Chair, to go and do an oversight in that school. And there are shocking things that we have actually discovered in our oversight in that school. To start with, last week when I spoke about this high school where learners or students embarked or engaged in a protest, I expected the minister to respond, but deliberately minister did not respond. I also expected to get a written reply. Also, there's no written reply on this. That shows that there's little interest from the people who are supposed to be the ones taking care of our learners and students at school, and also making sure that our school are run properly. They are doing nothing about it. We come here, we speak, we come here, we raise issues, we come here and give them issues, and nothing is done about that. I ask myself, how did we get here? How did we actually get here? The school, Ngodini High School, have 830 learners with only 22 teachers. And of these 22 teachers, 3 is SGB post, which means 19 is the department post, which is below average. This year, the school has 315 grade 12 learners, and these grade 12 learners do not have agricultural science and life science educator. They are about to go and write their June exams not so long, and they do not have agricultural science educator and a life science educator. I spoke about these things last week, and nothing was done. No one from the department, including the minister, attempted to comment on this issue that I said last week. There's not enough toilets in the school. For example, in the boys' toilets, they only have 8 toilets. That means it's 8 seats, one seat. And if you take 830 learners, divide by these 8, you want to check during break how many learners go to access the toilet. You will find that 103 learners will be expected to queue in one toilet to access the toilet. I have experienced this yesterday when I went there. During break, there's a long queue. Students are crowded by the toilets, wanting to access the toilets, but they can't. To an extent that some of them, they wait for the break to finish until they go back to classes, and then they disturb classes and move out from the classes and go back to toilets, because now at least there's no queue there. They can be able to access the toilet. Nothing is said and nothing is done. And we come here and present these things as members of the portfolio committee, having played our oversight, and no one takes us serious. In that school, Ngodini High School, there's only one security guard at the school. And this security guard is provided for by the SGB. And there's no fence in the school. I don't call that thing that which I saw there a fence, because one can even access it without even going to the side of the gate. So I don't call it a fence. The principal is accused of a number of offenses. And it came to my attention that the department in the province is aware of these offenses and they are doing nothing about it. There's a security company by the name of Sangoba Security Company that is contracted with the school for the past 2 years, paid, yet no services are provided. Only one security guard that is provided for by the SGB. But the school is paying a security company there. And there's no work the security company that is paid by the school is providing. The financial officer of the school does not have records of the books. Everything revolves around the principal. The grade 12 learners are paying 1,800 per learner for their camp so that they can get food when they are at camps. But there's no food provided for these students, while they are being made to pay 1,800, a money that comes from parents.
Nengixoleleke ngokubambelela isikhathi eside kangaka. Ngoba ngiyazi abanye basuke befuna ukuzwa ukuthi utheni uJohn Steenhuisen. Kodwa ibalekile lento engiyifake la ngoba ithinta ikusasa, ithinta imfundo, and lama issues akhulunywa la kufanele sazi ukuthi njengoba ekhona afuneka xazululeke. Yabona ibhlungu ngabe ukuzwa ukuthi abantwana abawu800 kunothisha abawu20. Eklasini elilodwa lawo bantwana bangaki bamaninja kanjani bona labo thisha? Bese egcineni kosuku siyakhala ukuthi imfundo ayikho right. So noma ngathiwa ungathatha umntwana ofunda kwi-private school uzomqhathanisa nalo, uthisha akakwazi ukubapha i-attention yakhe ephelele, futhi akwazi ukunothisa ukuthi lo udinga ukuthi ngiziphi isikhathi sakhe, ngoba baningi eklasini, baningi kakhulu. 800 hayi baningi kakhulu. Ningixolele-ke nansi ividiyo lapho uJohn Steenhuisen akhulume khona ngoJacob Zuma.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Now is the time for responses by the members of the executive to the member statements. I've got Honorable Steenhuisen online.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. And it was very interesting to hear the Umkhonto we Sizwe parties challenge against Mr. Advocate Paul Pretorius. Now, there's a very good reason that the party of state capture would not want to see someone like Advocate Paul Pretorius getting into a position where finally we could start to put the perpetrators of state capture who've cost our country billions and billions of rands in lost opportunities. To cast aspersions on Paul Pretorius, somebody who himself was banned for 7 years by the apartheid government and who was active in NUSAS, as well as in the Legal Research Center during the height of apartheid and oppression, standing on the right side, standing up for people against human rights abuses, would now be the target of MK's ire, is not without irony. Of course, many of those people sitting in that party today would no doubt be the recipients of a good, firm hand at the NPA to secure prosecutions and hold them finally accountable. Madam Speaker, this is not unlike the traditional behavior of the MK party, whose leader has waged a crusade against Billy Downer, also a prosecutor in the arms deal case. Very unsuccessfully, I might add, as his latest bloody nose in court demonstrated. The government of the people of South Africa and the GNU will continue to act without fear and favor.
Honorable member, if we can stop a bit, there's a point of order. So what's the point of order?
Point of order. I think the minister is misleading. MKP is not a party of corruption. Can you just please
Well, honorable member, order, can I advise you that in terms of our rules, if a reference is made to a party other than individual, it's not unparliamentary. Thank you. Can you proceed, honorable member?
Not only are they a party of corruption, they're a party of state capture, and many of the state capturists sit in their benches. And that is why many of them, including their leader, are absolutely terrified at the prospect of Mr. Pretorius finally ensuring that they end up where they belong.
Honorable member, honorable member, can you please withdraw that? You did not raise your point of order. I've recognized one of your members, your chief whip, and you just used the mic. Can you, thank you very much if you didn't speak, but somebody did speak from your party. Honorable member.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, I'm writing on a point of order in terms of Rule 85, that the minister is busy casting aspersions on a member of a designated member, a very important person in the MK party, the leader of the MK party. He is not supposed to be doing that. Thank you.
Honorable member, you can proceed. I will come back to the issue raised by Honorable Manye.
Well, Honorable Manye, I'm amazed that he hasn't read the rules, because you would know that that member is not a member of the House and therefore is not protected by the rules.
But you are talking nonsense.
And we know him. We know him by his real name.
Can you please switch off your mic?
And we know him by his real name. And we know him by his real name, accused number one. Thank you.
Njengoba umuzwa kuBasijoni la ebiza uJacob Zuma former president we-country ngomsolo wokuqala, uthi ke uyizwile abamamember omkhonto wesizwe party bephikisana nokubekwa kuka advocate uPrestorius loyo yingoba bayazazi vele ukuthi bayiqembu le-state capture, bayiqonde leyo iqembu eli-corrupt, le-corruption. Njengo yizo izinto ezenza ukuthi ize senze le video. Kodwa into engiyibonile, ngibona ukuthi angifake ivideo le ezosho ukuthi ubetheni lo we-MK Party azaphendule kanje uBas John.
Honorable Speaker, I rise on behalf of Umkhonto weSizwe Party, the incoming government of the people, to register our strongest possible objection to the reported imminent appointment of Advocate Paul Pistorius to a senior position within the National Prosecuting Authority. This is the same individual who served as an evidence leader in the Zondo Commission, where he presided over volumes of hearsays, speculation, and untested allegations, most of which were never intended to meet prosecutorial standards. That process lacked cross-examination, admissibility safeguards, and rebuttal. It was not justice, but it was a political theater. Now, the very man who helped drive that narrative is being positioned to act as a prosecutor. That is not just inappropriate, it is a serious conflict of interest. You cannot be the evidence leader, the narrator, and the prosecutor of the same claims. The line between the law and political agenda is being blurred. We call for the immediate withdrawal of this appointment. The credibility and independence of the National Prosecuting Authority must not be sacrificed. I thank you.
Thank you.
Njengobuzwa-ke ukuthi lowo ilunga lomkhonto weSizwe Party bebethi bona njengomkhonto weSizwe Party bayakureject ukubeka ka Pistorius lo ukuthi akaphathi lapha ku-NPA ngoba ungomunye wabantu ababethula ubufakazi kwiZondo Commission of Inquiry. Kodwa ubufakazi bakhona obungazange butest, wathula nje ubufakazi obuningi based on hearsay ngoba akukho ubufakazi obuphathekayo abulethe. Ngaleso sizathu ke uma eselapha kuleya position usezoba ufakazi aphinde futhi abe yiprosecutor yena ngokwakhe abe umshushisi nangokwakhe. Ngakho ke lento bathi lo muntu akeze ukusebenza lapha as independent, uzosebenza vele neagenda ethize abekelwe yona. Manje uJohn Steenhuisen uthi cha iMK Party yenziwa ukuthuka ngoba yazi ukuthi lo muntu njobe lapha usezoba prosecutor manje. Iyona nje into ebangwayo leyo. Ngicela ukuma ke la ngizokuphawula kwakho ngalonke lolu daba, ikakhulukazi lele ngiqale ngalo le ndaba yezikole. Ngiyafisa singelindanga sike sizixoxe lento nendaba zama-career. Futhi abazali angeke ngibasole, kodwa abazali kufuneka bazi ukuze baluleke izingane zabo, balekelele izingane zabo. Ngizwela nje umzali ozwela ingane umfana ngoba izwa linakile, funeka yena asebenze more ngoba iSouth Africa ayinakile. Ithi ingoma kaBig Muzi into enkulu emhlabeni intombazana. Yabona ukube iYouTube bengangivumela bengizoyidlala lo piece leyo. Manje uzosuke bese ngishaya nge-copyright. Ngizodlala nje lasho khona uBig Muzi uthi hayi into enkulu emhlabeni intombazana. Mina nawe sidibane kwivideo elandelayo, ngiyabonga.